Now, of course there's makarot for these things. There's makaros for these things. I'm talking about what was the main siach of Yiddishkeit, all the doros. This was not part of the siach v'sig of Yiddishkeit in all generations. When Yidden went to show in Tultila in the time of the Rashba, or in Worms in the time of Rashi, they didn't talk about his kashrus to the tzaddik. They didn't talk about that. They talked about Torah and mitzvahs and learning Torah from the rebbe. And not even in later generations. That's not what they talked about. And not in the time of Rabbi Yonasan Avi's Ahu is, it's Rashi.
Yeah.
Altona, Hamburg, Wandsbek, the cities where Rabbi Yonasan Avi was the Rav. Gedolei Yisrael, Kedoshei, that's not what they talked about, is kashrus to the tzaddik. They didn't talk about that. You can find makaros, of course you can find makaros. I'm talking about how was Klaisha, how was the noeg of Klaisha, what was the main siach of Klaisha, what did they look for? They looked for Torah and mitzvahs, and we'll get it from the Rebbe. Now, Miskashus to the tzaddik, what is it? It's by saying I'm miskasha to the tzaddik. That's already controversial. Just you could say something and it becomes. I mean, the only place I remember in the Torah.
Kohen can say tameh and it becomes. Yesh and yon kazeh.
So there's two places where it happens. When the Kohen says tameh and anega and it becomes. I'm talking about a person could say on himself something and he becomes something. Is by Areni Nazir. A person can say, I'm a Nazir, becomes a Nazir. Maybe that's a strong mocker. You could say, if you could make yourself a Nazir, Kolshkin, you could say, I'm connected to the tzaddik, and you become connected. But the truth is, the Ramchal says, and I think it must be from before the Ramchal, that there are 600,000 Sharashi Neshamas, the Neshamas of the Dvar Midbar. And they were the roots, the Shrashim of all the Neshamas of Klaisha. And everything else later are branches of those 600,000 Neshamas. So there's definitely such an inyan by Neshamas, that there are Neshamas that belong to a certain tree. And they're connected, and the tree branches out to these neshamas. There's definitely such a thing as you get your kedusha, your chiyus of kedusha from a certain place. And you have to connect, and you are connected to that place. And that's why we see in Yiddishkeit that everybody has a different, there are many different drachim by tzaddikim. I mean, I just saw that Rav Ovadia Yosef came to be Menachem Movel by Rav Steinman. And Rav Steinman was very happy that different parts of Klaisha are coming together. There's a Achdus by Klaisha. So he said, look, he's different. He's different than us. He has a whole different derech than us. But he definitely would be considered a Talmud Chacham even in previous generations. In his way, he's a Talmud. He knew all this farm. I mean, but by us, we want to take an akud and dissect it and look at it and understand it. And that was Rav Moshe Feinstein, his derech hapsak. Rav Moshe Feinstein, he took the Gemara and he went deep into it, and from there he took out the psak. Of course, he looked in the poskim, the Shulchan Aruch, but he wasn't a baki in Sfarim. Now, you see that there are different ways by tzaddikim, by gedolei Torah, and it all has it's very deep in yonim of kapshe derachmana where the sherish neshama comes from. Now that's something that Breslov emphasized, but just so there's definitely such a thing that you get your whole inyan of your derech avud you get from a certain place. But that you have to say it, that we never heard of. But in Breslau was machadish, yeah, you have to say I'm miskasher to tzaddik, and you become a kusher. And then they made another thing they do, that they go to his kever. And there was always such a thing as going to the kever of the Rebbe all the years. And with that they connected to the Rebbe. Now this is also a big chiddush, that we didn't see it in any other place in Klal Yisrael. In Breslau they had such an avoda of connecting to the Rebbe by going to his kever. Now what I just remembered a story. There was this shliach of Chabad in Mumbai that was killed with his wife. His name was Gabriel Holtzberg, I think his name was. I read a story about him. He was a shliach, a young person he was, and he was killed. That's a place where there's a big diamond market maybe over there. And there was some yid that he traveled there, and he said, if you since a lot of people come through your Chabad house, so you could send me customers, and every customer you send me, I'll give you a certain percentage for it. So this Gabriel Holtzberg said to him, I'm here as a shliach of the Rebbe, and I'm not doing anything that has to do with the business. I'm here with Torah shliach. Now, this story means that he understood that he has, what's wrong? What's wrong? Do something on the side, is there anything wrong? And they need money, this shul. You see, the pshat is that he understood that he every minute that he's here, what kind of thing is that a frum yid should go live in Mumbai? I never heard of the place until they killed him. I knew there was Bombay.
It's the same place. They changed the name.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was a different place. So anyway, but India, whoever heard of going to India? Some mishugaim, like I have a nephew that went to India. But it's because the Rebbe sent him there. He went as a shlich of the Rebbe. So if I do anything, if I spend any minutes of the time I'm there for anything else, it's a pegam, the isbatlis to the Rebbe. It's amazing, such a machshava, how a person could think such a thing. I would like to see those people that travel to Uman for whatever, for Rosh Hashanah or any other time. Let's say somebody would say, here, take a carton of cigarettes, and while you're there, sell to the Goyim in Uman, sell to them, and make some money and bring me back. That somebody should say, I'm here to be misbattle to the Rebbe, I can't sell cigarettes while I would like to hear such a story. I'd like to hear if it happened. Now, you see from here how his kashrus to the tzaddik could be mishtarvev, it could go off into, you forget where you come from. That's the yesod I always say. Definitely there was such a thing. I just, when I talk